Growing Up Hip Hop is such an extraordinary franchise because it was started because of all of the talent, right, that comes from people in hip hop who pioneered the game, you know? Rappers like Run DMC and his daughter, Angela Simmons, people like Master P who shifted culture entirely, taking hip hop to such a grand stage coming from the South and having Romeo be a part of it. I do not have a parent who's known in the hip hop backdrop due to music and things like that, but both of my parents were very musically influenced and really good at what they do, being singing, DJing, rapping, and stuff like that. But I am the first generation to make it into the industry of music. And it's extraordinary, and I think it's very special to have grown up in hip hop the way I have, although it's not due to a parent. I think it's incredible, so I'm excited to be on the show. I think that Bow Wow's a little spoiled brat, and I love him so much. But I think like he's been in the game so long that he has this, little cocky swag. But I see through all of that. He's like my brother. I love him so much. I love what he's done in hip hop. He's a legend to me. And I'll never feel otherwise, no matter what. I think that he's paved the way for a lot of young artists, especially, being a teenager or being a kid star. Like Bow Wow is definitely one of those people. Of course, we all know Michael Jackson. He's a kid star that, made us hit that shook the world up. But in hip hop, Bow Wow definitely was one of the youngest people to ever hit the scene and be respected. The most memorable moment for me during the season so far, I would have to say, is working with the Wolves Group. Like working with the Wolves Group, I knew that we'd be filming for about 2 days or so, but the time we spent together was 4 days, 4 actual days of getting in the studio, writing music, and having dinner with our families, getting to know one another. And they're so special. And they come from a church world where they've grown up singing gospel, but there's so many layers to them. R&B, personality, love, they have an opinion about how they feel about things in the world, and it's not just according to being a Christian. It's like, this is who I am, and I know that God loves me, and I know I have a personal relationship, and this is my outlook. A lot of times people take the world of Christianity and gospel and the world of hip hop and R&B and kind of separate it like we don't have a personal relationship with God. And I can say for myself, I can attest to the greatness of God and just the transformations that I've experienced in my life, and knowing that I can be hip hop and I can be realistic and I can love God all at once. I don't have to be a status quo and, have this glass ceiling in order to love God. So it was very important for me to work with them in general, but it was even more important for me to get to know them and see how they feel. One of the most awkward and embarrassing moments for me so far on the season is when I went to take vocal lessons from Kelly Price, and she made me sing the ABCs. And I was like, Kelly. And she was going, A, B, next time won't. I was like, Kelly. I was going, next time. That was pretty embarrassing, but, what I took from it and what she wanted me to get from it was that no matter what you sing, if you have feeling and if it's connected to something spiritually, it'll connect to others. It'll connect for you. And I felt connected, but I definitely felt like, okay, this is weird, It was one of those moments. And I mean, I'm a deep person, so I'm always able to see, like, what a person is actually saying, because I've experienced this thing from when I was a child coming up, that if I just look at everything like it's just a joke or, ha, 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 this is so weird and it's so funny, I could be missing something. So I actually went back after that awkward moment and found what it is that Kelly was trying to teach me. I mean, it's not really violating because, I'm a star. I'm ready to go at all times. And I was born to do this. I was born to do what I'm doing. I've always been documented. There was this woman, I forgot her name, but she used to take pictures all the time in Harlem, and she would catch me coming down the street like, let me get your picture, let me get your picture. So, I've had fans since I was in kindergarten, okay? Like actual fans. And yeah, this has always been my life. Like, I'm important. No, I'm kidding. I can honestly say that acting opened me up to a level of vulnerability that I've never had before, ever. Like, I'm used to traveling in my vehicle with my security and my team and doing a show, my dancers and my DJ, and then I'm gone and I'm back in the car, back to the hotel with my friends and family, and I have this safe space where I can be myself. So to open up and have to let my guard down with acting, where all of that entourage and things like that turns into just me and maybe one other person showing up to set, getting in the trailer to go through glam, and being on set with other people and needing to touch them, feel them, sometimes kiss them. It's such a vulnerability that it's such a high level of vulnerability that in order for me to let my guard down and become a character, I had to give myself permission to go there. It's hard, it's tough, it's not easy, but I mean, it's about growth. I don't want to sit in the same place all the time or feel like, you know, no one will get it, or no one will understand, or no one needs to see this. I mean, there's some stuff that clearly no one needs to see about anybody because that's your private space. But I'm okay with letting people in, I think.